Hey guys, someone sent me something recently asking if I've done like a gear rundown. Recently, I know I did maybe a couple years ago, and as you know, my stuff is always changing. So I figured I'd humor him, and I figure a lot of you might be interested in figuring out everything I got and the whole setup and whatnot. So. Um, Yeah, so start with the amps, I guess. My main amp is the Mesa Boogie Dual Rectifier Roadster. It is very similar to a normal dual rectifier, but I mean there are different versions of the dual rectifier. There's an older version where it has two channels, a clean, more of a clean, and then more of like a heavier heavier channel. But this one actually has four channels, and that's what really drew me to it originally. So it's got two channels that are more for like a cleaner setting. So like the first one is clean. I can have clean, fat, or tweed style to it. The second channel has clean, fat, or a British style to it. So what's cool about that is, I mean, they both have clean and fat. So I mean, if I really wanted to, I could have two cleans. I could have one clean, one fat, one tweed, one British, or I could do whatever. If I wanted to do like two of the same channels, I could have one that's like super clean, and then one that's a little like just a little bit of grit to it or something like that. And then sort of the same thing with channel 3 and channel 4, where they both have the same settings to it. There's raw, vintage, and modern on both of them. So basically, you could do the same sort of thing like I said with the other one. You could have one that's one thing and one that's another, but you could also have both of them the same, just set up differently, which is cool. So anyway, for my channel 1, I have it set up for just the clean, but the way that I have it set up, yeah, it's actually it's pretty much just my straight clean channel. But my second channel, I also have on clean, but I have the I have the gain cranked up, where it's giving me like a bit of a pushed tone, which is really cool. And yeah, I think it works really well, because what I try to do is with channel 1, it's clean, and then it gets a little bit heavier each time, because I'll get like the push tone out of channel 2, and then I got sort of like a mid gain kind of tone for like it's like a mid gain like vintagey tone to channel 3. I have it on the vintage setting, and then channel 4 is just, it's pretty much my main tone. If you hear me playing videos or something, 9 times out of 10 I'm using the channel 4 modern setting. And you're probably not really super curious about the other channels, but I will say my main channel, master doesn't really matter too much. I do have it on bold, the bold setting, because you could put it on bold or spongy. So I pretty much always have it on bold. Master doesn't really matter that much. I have the presence probably around 3 or 4 o'clock. I have the bass around 11 o'clock, mid right around 12 o'clock, treble at about 2 o'clock, and I have the gain at maybe like 10 o'clock. Other than that, I do use an Ibanez Tube Screamer pedal. I'll show you the pedals real quick after I go over the other amps and stuff. So that's pretty much my main amp. That's what I get most of my tone from. I don't really rely on other pedals and stuff to get my tone itself. The Tube Screamer that I use doesn't really affect my tone all that much. All it really does is just give me more of a pushed sound, and it really, like, it helps. It's not really, it's not a distortion pedal, it's an overdrive pedal, so it helps me get like just like more tones. So cat's trying to get, of course. So I believe on this channel 4 and 3, I have it on the diode setting in the back, and I'm pretty sure the other two I have it on the other one. Let me double check. Alright, so channel 4 I have on diode, channel 3 I have on recto. Actually, channel 1, 2, and 3 I have on recto, so couldn't honestly tell you what the hell that means, but that's what I have it on. So let's see. Comes to my 5150 amp. It's very, very much so used. I got it used from a guy on Craigslist about a year ago when I was starting with the band that I was working with, which I'm no longer in. I don't know if you knew that or not, but I'm not in that band anymore. If you're familiar with 5150s, this is the block letter version. There's a block letter version, then there's like a signature version where it just has like Eddie Van Halen's signature on it. And it's just it's the original version where it doesn't have separate EQs for the clean and the dirty channel, which is fine. I mean, it's not like I'm really gigging with it anyway, so I don't really have to worry about having my clean tone and having the dirty tone really the way I absolutely need them. So it does give a really, really great tone to it. I can't lie about that. The heavy tone on that's just unreal. Let's see. Okay, grab the camera. So, well, I'll go here first. The cabs. This is an orange PPC 220, I think it was. I don't fucking remember. Yeah, whatever. It's a two speaker cabinet with vintage 30s in there. Thank you, Bib. Yeah, that's great. It's the closed back version. I don't know if I said that already, because you can get a closed back version and an open back. This is the mic I use. It's a Sennheiser E906. I've gotten some good tones out of it, but I've also gotten some kind of crappy tones out of it. So it's definitely a learning curve on that one. So I mean, I'll figure that out eventually. And then this is just the stock PV5150 4x12 cab. I got this a little after I got the head, so it wasn't exactly the cab that came with it, but I mean, it is the matching cab, and it does sound really good. I mean, I know a lot of people say that the 5150 head doesn't sound good through certain cabs, and I definitely agree. I don't like the way it sounds through the orange, like at all, but it sounds a lot better through that, so it's definitely good to have. Next we'll go to my pedals. The light's kind of shining above me a little bit too much, but I'll try and show you what I got. This is my noise suppressor. I get questions about it sometimes. I mean, I have it so the threshold is all the way up. The decay is, I don't know, about 10 o'clock, and I have it on the reduction setting, not the mute setting. So that's all I have it on. So really nothing too crazy there. This is my Ibanez Tube Screamer. It's currently on right now. This is pretty much where I keep the settings 100% of the time. And lately, I'd say within the past like half a year, maybe a year, I've had this on for like every video. And I just kind of adjust my amp to fit it. So it's not like really changing the tone or anything. So I got the drive at about 9 o'clock. The tone at about 10 o'clock and the level at about 1 o'clock. This is my Visual Sound H2O pedal. It's a chorus and echo pedal, 2-in-1, which is really cool. They've come out with a few different models of this one. So this is what I use to get like all my Angels and Airwaves delay type stuff. I mean, that's sort of the setting I use for a lot of Angels and Airwaves stuff, but I mean, it's very, very touch sensitive, so I mean, it's really different depending on the song, really, and the tempo. This is just a normal tuner. That's pretty much it. Nothing crazy there. Alright, so I'm going to put the camera back down. and I'll go through my guitars right now. Actually, before I do the guitars, I'll go over like what I use for recording and stuff. Basically, since I started miking my cab, I've just been going straight from the mic into an audio interface, which is actually the Scarlett Focus or Scarlett 2i2 by Focusrite. I don't know if you can see it here. That's pretty much it. Nothing too crazy. It seems to work well. I like how you can see if something's going to be clipping or not. That definitely comes in handy, so you can adjust it to how you need it. It accepts XLRs and quarter-inch cables, which I really like, depending on what you're doing. I've been recording a lot of my own stuff that no one's really heard yet. You'll be hearing it eventually. And so far I've been using my iPad mini with an app called Jam Up, which is one word, and you can get some really good guitar tones on that. It's a lot easier than mic in a cab. I mean, it's really hard to get a very good mic tone, and I mean, I'm just not that good at it. I know that. So, I mean, it's kind of just how it goes, I guess. But I've been getting some really good tones out of it. And basically what you need this positive grid plug, and it has a quarter-inch cable in it where you just plug your guitar. This goes into the iPad or your iPhone, and then there's a headphone jack, or I mean, it's just a 1/8 jack, and you can have that. I actually have it just go straight to the interface for a lot of stuff. I mean, I could do a cover or something with just using this. I've been thinking about it. So if you're curious the kind of guitar tones I've been getting from it, I can definitely do that. And if you guys like the tones better from that than me mic in the cab, I can definitely just keep doing it like that. I mean, I'll definitely get some feedback from that. So anyway, I guess I can just go to my guitars. I'm up to 10 guitars right now. That's the most guitars I've ever had at one point. I don't have one guitar here because technically it's still not built yet. Some of you may have seen it or seen parts of it on either my Instagram page or my Facebook page. It's like I said, still being built. It's going to be a natural Strat. I got a really great natural ash body from reverb.com, relatively cheap. I'm doing all black hardware, black pickguard. It's going to have one pickup in it. I actually just ordered it the other day. It's going to be a bare knuckle crawler, which was one of the first bare knuckles I ever heard, and I really wanted one ever since, and I just never have. And what's really cool about it is I got it with a black cover but no holes, so it looks sort of like an EMG, but it won't have the little EMG logo on it. So it's gonna have like a really sleek look to it. It's gonna be really cool. I got a full maple neck for it. It won't have a rosewood fretboard, and it'll have like the smaller headstock to it. It's pretty much, it'll be the only Strat that I have with the smaller headstock. I mean, I really like the bigger one, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. And it actually looks really nice. So, and it has 21 frets. I've definitely grown accustomed to 21 frets because if I like changing around pickguards and stuff like that, if I wanted to take the pickguard off a guitar with 22 frets, I'd have to take the fucking neck off, and that's a pain in the ass. So I don't want to do that. So anyway, that's that guitar. I don't have it yet. I'll definitely be doing some videos on that once I get it. So on to the next guitar, and it's my 335, which you never really notice behind me because I actually have it right here, since I don't really play it that much, and it doesn't really sit on the rack over there that well since it's such a big guitar. But here it is. Oh, it's heavier than I remembered. This was my great-grandfather's guitar. He used it a lot throughout his life. He bought it in, I think, '88. I'm pretty sure it's an '86 guitar. and I'm pretty sure it's a factory second too. So it might have had like a little ding on it, or the finish might not have been perfect or something on it. But I took out the stock bridge pickup. I tried a couple different pickups in it. Actually, this is the second pickup I tried in it. I also tried the Seymour Duncan Invader, which just wasn't the right fit for this guitar. So I ended up taking that out, and I put in a bare knuckle Mule, which does sound really good. I've done a few covers with it, but I am actually changing that out as well. So I'm probably going to be selling that pickup eventually. I might save it for another guitar if I end up fucking buying another guitar, because that's just how I am. The neck is stock, but like I said, I'm going to be changing the pickups in this one. I bought a set of bare knuckle 10th anniversary pickups that are super rare. There was only 100 sets made, and I found a set on Reverb for a pretty good price. So other than that, the frets are super low, just because, like I said, my great-grandfather played the absolute hell out of it. So in the next maybe month or two, I plan to get it refretted completely, just so it's more comfortable for me to play. It's really hard to do bends, or at least bends well, with such low frets, and it's just easier for me to play if I have probably like medium jumbos. So I plan on upgrading the tuners. I might upgrade the bridge. I haven't really decided yet. But overall, it's a really cool guitar. I don't know, I don't really find a ton of use for it out of it right now, since it has such low frets and it's really hard to play with it like that, just since I'm so used to my guitars being pretty much the opposite. So once I change pretty much everything on it, it'll definitely be something I play a lot more, because I mean it feels really cool. I mean, it's a huge guitar, but I mean it just feels great to play with just how big it is. It feels like the sound is just really huge, so I like that a lot. So anyway, on to the next guitar. Okay, this is my pride and joy. You guys are probably no stranger to this one. This guitar I got just about 2 years ago. This is a standard Tom DeLonge neck. I got it on eBay. Did I? Yeah, I just got it on eBay a couple years ago. The body was actually made by Warmouth.com. It's Fiesta Red. I like it because it looks a lot different depending on what kind of light you're in, which is really cool. It's a hardtail Strat, which I really, really like. It's got a bare knuckle Juggernaut in it, which I'm kind of torn between. I don't know if this is my favorite pickup or another one. I'll talk about that one later. But this pickup is just unreal. I love it. But nothing really too much else to say about this one. I absolutely love it. I mean, even without playing through the amp, you can just hear just how good it sounds. It's just really, really resonant, and I don't know. I just love this guitar. This is definitely my favorite guitar, and I will never sell this one. But it's never gonna happen. I might even make another one like it someday. Maybe just to kind of have one as an extra, you know. It does have one tiny ding right there. Broke my heart when I found that. It really did, but you know, gives a character, I guess. I just wish I knew how I did it. I don't know. So I think I probably bumped it into one of those guitars as I was putting it down or something. Not really sure. Alright, next guitar. Okay, this is a newer Strat. Basically, it's another hardtail Strat. This was a Fender Robert Cray signature Strat body. so it already came with the hardtail. It wasn't Warmoth made or anything. This is like one of the only models you can get with a hardtail on it. And since it was already only routed for single coils, I didn't feel like getting it routed, or I didn't feel like trying to figure out how to route it myself. And I've been wanting a single coil Strat for a while. I mean, I've been getting into a lot of players that have that really cool, like, overdriven, like, single coil Strat tone that I've really been getting into. So, I mean, it's just something I really wanted. So, these are bare knuckle trilogy suites. I think pretty much all my guitars have bare knuckles, so don't be surprised about that. So yeah, trilogy suite set. The bridge pickup has a steel base plate on it, so it gives it a little bit more low end and output, I think they said. So that's cool. You know, standard, pretty much a standard Strat. I mean, I got this neck on eBay also. It already came with locking tuners, which was great. That was definitely a big selling point for me. Not all my guitars have locking tuners. The Fiesta Red Strat that I just showed does not. But as of right now, I mean, I really don't think it needs it. But someday I might, just because it makes changing strings easier. It makes switching out electronics easier. I mean, it just makes everything easier. And you know, it holds everything in tune really well. So anyway, this was, I want to say, a deluxe Lone Star neck, I'm pretty sure, but I'm not 100% on that. This one does have 22 frets. Like I said, I'm really not a big fan of that. So I don't know. I mean, I probably wouldn't have to take the neck off to remove the pickguard, but I'd have to work around it differently. I'd definitely have to take out all the strings. Sometimes I can get away with not having to do that. I don't know. Not important. But I've been kind of debating bringing this to my luthier. I don't know. I feel like the frets might be a little unlevel or something. I don't know. But overall, it is a really, really cool guitar. I do like this a lot. It feels great. It definitely sounds great. I just needed to just get a little bit up to speed because it doesn't really have a lot of sustain. That's my problem with this one. I don't blame the pickups or anything like that. I've been considering changing the saddles because I don't really like the saddles that much. It's kind of like a curved steel. I don't know if you can see it, but I don't know. Not a huge fan of those saddles, but other than that, I mean, I really like the guitar. I love the Inca Silver finish. If you've never seen it up close, it's got just tiny little sparkles to it. Nothing, it's not like tacky or anything like that. It's just really, really nice. Really nice finish. If you're curious, this was a parchment white pickguard, and it was cream covers and hardware, so I thought that would. The only thing I don't like, I wish this pickguard was a little bit darker, a little more aged, but whatever. Next guitar. All right. This is my Fender Blacktop Jazzmaster. I actually got this, like, it was kind of weird how it all worked out, but it was from a friend of a friend. I paid $300 for it, minus the changes that I did to it afterwards. But this guitar has just really been my go-to guitar a lot lately, and a lot of it has to do with this pickup. This is the bare knuckle Stockholm humbucker-sized P90 pickup. The neck pickup is still stock because bare knuckle doesn't make jazzmaster sized pickups. But if they did, I probably would have changed that too. But I mean, the stock pickups in it originally, bridge and neck, I mean, it didn't sound that great, especially not for like punk and rock and stuff like that. I mean, it may be like classic rock, but it didn't really have a lot of output, and it didn't have that great a sound to it. I dinged it pretty good right there. I was pretty upset that I did that. And I think I dinged it down here too. Yeah, I dinged it right there too. Fucking jackass. Both within like a week of each other. Anyway, I locked this. Basically, I just kind of screwed that screw all the way in until it was just super tight. Can't really move the bridge anymore. So it's more or less a hardtail. This bridge is updated. It's not the same bridge. When I got it, some of the pieces weren't even there. It was missing some pieces, but whatever. So this, I think, was called like a Golden Age bridge or something. I don't know. I got it at stewmac.com. I changed the wiring a little bit. Basically, these are two volume knobs now. So this is the volume knob for that pickup, and this is the volume knob for this pickup. And before, it was just a volume and a tone master for all of them. So changed that. Neck is stock, you know. It's non-locking tuners, but I mean, I might get around to that eventually. But yeah, I mean, this is just a really, really cool just beater guitar. I mean, this is one of those ones where like I feel like I could just take it anywhere and not really care if I ding it up or something, but it still just sounds and plays great. But yeah, it sounds immense through my amp. I love that thing. Someone actually asked if I'd be willing to sell it, and I really don't think I'll sell this one. You know, I've been getting to that point where none of the guitars I've been getting I want to sell. So I don't know. I mean, pretty much the only ones I'll want to sell are the ones that I build to sell, like one of the ones over there that I'll get to eventually. But yeah, I mean, if I did sell this guitar, which I mean it could happen, if I did, I'd take out this pickup and probably put the stock pickup back in. That's pretty much it. But I doubt that's gonna happen anytime soon. So, and I really didn't like the sunburst at first, but it's definitely grown on me. You know, it's a nice sunburst. Reminds me of Steve Klein's Jazzmaster a little bit, except for, you know, his was hardtail and whatever. But anyway, next guitar. All right, this one is brand new. Some of you have probably seen the videos of it already. This is, from what I'm told and what I've seen, a Fender Custom Telecaster FMT. I'm not sure what FMT stands for. Actually, I think it stands for a flame maple top. That makes sense, because a lot of them came with a flame maple top, but this one's actually Spalted maple, which I really, really like. It's very, very thin. Way thinner than I thought it would be, and it's super light. Which is cool, but I mean, I do wish it was a bit heavier. I feel like heavier guitars just have a bit more sustain and resonance to them, but whatever. So everything on this is stock except for the pickup that I just put in. This is a bare knuckle Miracle Man pickup. It sounds really cool. It's definitely suited for like mahogany, which this is, and it's at rosewood fretboard. Like I said, Spalted maple top. But yeah, it's really, really nice pickup, and really like a dark metal type of pickup, which is cool. But I can kind of get like some good, like just heavier, not necessarily metal tones out of it, which is cool. Not too much to say about it. I like the contoured heel, which is really nice. Like I said, it's super light, so it's one of those guitars you could play for like 4 hours and you wouldn't really get sore, or you wouldn't have like a sore back or something like that. So definitely do need to get locking tuners on this one. That would definitely help. The neck pickup is a Seymour Duncan 59. I'll probably change that eventually. I'm thinking a bare knuckle P90 in that one, but we'll see. It does coil tap, which is cool. It already came coil tappable, but I did wire this pickup to be coil tap, which is cool. If you're not really sure what that is, basically, it'll turn this from sounding like a humbucker, and it'll kind of like split the sound. It'll make it kind of sound like a single coil almost, which is pretty neat. It definitely gives you more options for just one guitar, which is cool. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this one. It's cool. I mean, I'm not in love with it yet, but you know, it is a really cool guitar, and I really like natural guitars. I love the way it looks for sure. So, debating getting all black hardware. That'd be cool. Well, we'll see. Next guitar. Oh yeah. Oh. Big weight difference between these two tellies. This is, even the neck. This is a Mexican-made telly, just pretty much a standard Mexican-made telly. It is midnight blue finish, which is really, really cool. I really like that. Let's see. I put a bare knuckle pile driver pickup in the bridge position. It's still the stock neck. I might change that out eventually. I definitely play a lot more on my bridge pickup than I do on the neck pickups. That's why most of mine I've only changed the bridge, or it only has a bridge. I will be honest, the one thing I really don't love about this guitar are the frets. They are very tiny. I think these are probably medium frets, maybe even smaller than that, maybe like low medium frets. But then again, it was made in the mid-90s, so I mean it could have been worn down a bit and maybe frets leveled, but I mean it's going to just make them smaller in the end. One of the first guitars I really liked with a maple neck. Like I said, it's very thick, very heavy, and I just get great tones out of this one. I really, really like the tones I get. It's definitely like a Morello, like a Tom Morello type of guitar, which is really cool. And it always inspires me to play like big riffs, which is really cool. I did upgrade to locking tuners. I upgraded the pickguard to a pearl. I switched the switch plate around so the volume is up here, and the switch is out of my way, just because I pretty much just turn it up and go. That's pretty much what I do when I'm playing it. So like I said, very, very cool guitar. I may eventually change the neck, just because I do really, really prefer like medium jumbo frets, and it would really be a lot easier to play. But it's a great guitar, and I really don't plan on selling this one. I really like it a lot. So, yeah. Okay. Next guitar. All right. This is my Ibanez Acoustic. I've had this for a few years. I've had a couple acoustic guitars over the years. I had a really, really nice Ovation guitar, which I ended up selling just because it was huge, for one thing, and I don't know. I mean, I just really didn't play it that much, and I mean, it was at least like $1,000 acoustic, so I mean, I just didn't really see the point, and I ended up selling it, buying. I don't remember exactly what I bought for it, but I might actually put in for one of my Les Pauls with that money. I really like stringing it with Elixir strings. That's what Taylor strings all their guitars with, and I really, really like the way they sound. The exact model, I guess, is a Ibanez A200. I don't know, but I got a really good deal on it. Like I said, I I think I got it for like 250 bucks. It's got a built-in tuner, and it actually does plug in, which is cool. But yeah, I mean, it sounds great. I mean, I realize I don't play it that often, especially in videos and stuff, but I'm just more of an electric kind of guy. So someone actually asked me recently if I'd ever buy like a nice acoustic, and I don't know. I don't think I ever would personally. Just because I don't know if I'd really play it that much, but this definitely does everything I need it to do. So that's basically it. Couldn't tell you what wood it's made out of. No idea. I don't know. Next guitar. Okay. You might have seen this guitar. I posted about it a couple times. This is actually one that I built to sell, and it is still for sale if you're curious and you want it as of right now. This I modeled after Tom DeLonge's guitar. He used it as a baritone guitar back around 2003, 2004, and basically it's a jazzmaster body. Hardtail bridge. I'm fairly certain had a Seymour Duncan Invader in it. This actually has a Gibson Dirty Fingers in it, which I like. It does sound very good. Got the side jack, just a single volume knob. It has just Tom DeLonge tuners. These were Clusen style, like vintage style tuners. I don't know if they're actually Clusen made. But you know, they hold their tune pretty well, so I mean, if no one ends up buying this for a while, I mean, I might end up upgrading to locking tuners. That's just what I had. Really nice neck on this one. It's got a satin finish on the back of the neck, which I really like. It's actually a satin vintage tinted, so it's just like that little like yellowish color, which is nice. It's just, I really like the neck on this one. It just plays really nice. It is swamp ash for the body, which is really nice. It's really light guitar. I mean, it's not as light as that Tele is, but it really is a fucking light guitar, which I like a lot. But yeah, I mean, it plays great. I'm really surprised no one's bought it yet, and honestly, it's getting to the point where I might not even fucking list it for sale anymore, because it's cool, and I don't know, the only people that offer me that leave me offers leave me like $400, and I put at least $1,000 into this guitar. All the parts alone cost almost $1,000. I mean, it's just a really cool, really unique guitar. Whether or not it was Warmoth made stuff, I mean, it's really nice. So I mean, if no one else is going to appreciate it, I certainly would. So that's pretty much the only reason why I haven't really played it a lot, just because I want it to stay in as perfect condition as I can. And I mean, I feel like if I decided that I was going to keep it, I'd definitely enjoy it a lot. So I mean, I don't know, it's a really nice guitar, and I don't know, it's just really cool. So next guitar, and it's actually the final guitar. Okay, this is my Squier Jaguar bass. It is actually short scale, which is really cool. It's a 30-inch scale length. Most basses are 34 inches for the scale length, so it's 4 less inches that I'm not having to play, which is cool. I like the short scale. It's definitely more comfortable for me to play. I have no idea if it's in tune. I haven't played it in a while. Yeah, I mean, it is a really cool guitar. I think I got it for like $180 or something. It was super cheap, and you know, it's totally worth the money, especially if you want a short scale. I know they make regular scale ones too, and I know they have different color combos too. I have debated changing the pickups in it, maybe to bare knuckle. I know they do have a few bass pickups, but you know, something that sounds a little bit better. I mean, the Squier pickups, you know, they're not that great. But overall, it's a really nice guitar for the money. I totally recommend it. And I like the satin neck. This was probably the first guitar I had with a satin neck, and I really like it a lot. So that's pretty much all I've got. I mean, the only thing I can really talk about is my bass amp, which I was actually going to sell. But nobody wanted. It's an Ibanez. I think it says Soundwaves 30. Soundwave 35, and I'm pretty sure that 35 is how many watts it is. And that's the bass amp you hear in all my old bass videos, and pretty much all my bass videos, just at all. That's the bass amp that I've used, and you know, it's really wasn't an expensive amp. I think I bought it for like less than $200 or something, and you know, I've gotten some really good tones out of it, so I mean, I recommend it. I don't even know if they make it anymore, but you know, it doesn't have to be something like an Ampeg or a Fender bass amp for it to sound good. So yeah, I think that's about it. So if you have any questions or anything, let me know, and hopefully you enjoy it. I'm pretty sure I'm running on like an hour long for this fucking video, so yeah, that's about it. I think I covered everything. The headphones I use in my videos are Skull Candy Aviators. I can say that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, thanks for watching. Alright.